To be honest, if you ask me, easy to transition to PM without any experience, I would say it's extremely hard. But is it doable? Today, I would like to share how I actually transitioned to product management without experience. To land the PM offers, it actually took me around 6 months studying on the PM material, practicing PM behavioral interview questions, design thinking interview questions. During that 6 months, I interviewed 50 rounds of interview. 25 companies include big tech like Indeed or DocuSign, and also startups, and then landed like a couple offers. Honestly, it's a very daunting process, but is it doable? Many of my friends who I met during my PM bootcamp classes, a lot of them are actually able to successfully land a PM offer. Their previous experience were people working for a consultant from finance background. They were data analysts or they were like sales account manager like myself. In the later part of the video, I will also be sharing my career journey in tech and also how each role helped me path the way to land a PM in big tech. So first sections, my career journey. My undergrad, I studied in advertising and marketing, so that's like very irrelevant to PM or tech. When I was in undergrad, I thought that when I graduated, I want to work in advertising agency. But after the intern, I found advertising agency is just not my thing. My dream was becoming an actress. So I moved back to Taiwan and pursue my acting career. But you know, like with the Asian parents, they are just not happy about it. My parents really want me to come to Canada, get my master's degree. I get my master's degree in 1 year, mastering in business management. After that 1 year, graduated, that's my real tech career started as a customer service at Uber. That's my first job. That's like the most entry-level job ever. In that role, I was working for the Uber Eats department specifically. 5 years ago, Uber Eats was a new thing. It's not as new and established as right now. My primary role is onboard all the restaurants partners to let them know how to use the Uber Eats tablet and educate them how they can receive orders, and that's literally my first role. It's not fun. However, in that role, it's when I started to gain interest in product management, because for all the questions I get asked from the clients, started to think, how come so many people are asking me the same questions? Also, a lot of people are asking for this specific features in the app. Can we just do this to the users to make the product even better? Being a customer service agent, this true entry level, given Uber it's such a big company where there's a lot of hierarchy and layers, and I just cannot find the right person to share the customer pain points and ideas. I was in the role for 8 months, and after 8 months, the more clear and direct career progression path is for me to move into account management and sales role. And so that was the next role that I took on. I was a customer success manager for Uber Eats for another 2.5 years. In that role, I learned the skill sets to sell ideas, to pitch product features, understand how to tell a good story. Even though my day-to-day jobs is just, reaching out to customers and then upselling, cross-selling, I'm more able to get a hold of the right department to share my product ideas. For example, in this role, I was able to partner with our Uber Eats researcher, and then we worked together on a project to interview our users on how they feel about Uber Eats ads. In that project, I gained the knowledge and experience on asking the right questions to our users, because a lot of time being a product manager, if you're asking the wrong question to the users, the answer might be misleading and it might lead you to make the wrong decisions. So even though I was not a PM at that time, but I was able to start gaining relevant PM experience, leading a research project and asking the right questions, and then synthesize the results and then share it with the broader stakeholder. After that experience, I felt that PM, it's the path that I want to go towards. If I would like to become a PM in the expected timeline I set for myself, it's almost impossible at Uber, because Uber is a big org. There's no as direct path if you want to change your roles within the org. It's not as in startup, where startup you can take on a lot more responsibility. Startup only has like maybe 200 to 500 people. You can connect to other parts of the org easily and take on extra projects. But in bigger company, that's not the case, right? So after 3 years working for Uber, I decided to leave Uber and join a startup. However, that doesn't work out either. So during the time I was working for the startup, after work, I would just dedicate all my time, take on full-time PM courses, bootcamp, to gain PM skill sets, understand understand the PM knowledge more comprehensively. Overall, the timeline for me to transition to PM from starting the classes, it's around like 6 months. I use all the knowledge I gained from the PM bootcamp and all the other different online courses and materials and apply to my interviews. And eventually I was able to land PM roles. Once one of my mentors told me that career progressions, it's not vertical. Sometimes it could be lateral. You jump from one position to another positions, but during the jumps, even though you're not seeing the direct career progression, but you're always learning different things. That really applied to my case. So to sum up, 4 key takeaways that I would like to share with everyone. First thing is understand your strength. For me, I don't have technical skill set. I graduated with a marketing and advertising degree. A lot of PM out there, they have computer science degree. They know how to code. They know how to communicate with engineers. However, I do have a strong suit. Probably a lot of people don't have, because I'm coming from customer background. I know how to talk to the customers. I know how to ask them the right questions. And because I also took on sales and account manager roles, so I know how to tell a story. That's another strength of me, because being a product manager, you have to learn how to tell a story. You have to learn how to pitch your idea to your stakeholders. So really dig into yourself. If you have no experience, ask yourself, what are you good at? And if you don't know where to start, I found that it's really beneficial. Just go on LinkedIn and then look at any PM jobs. Look at the job descriptions, highlight the keywords. Some of the skill sets that you need to have as a PM might be having customer empathy. Do you have that? Maybe it's working with engineer. You have a computer science background. All these, ask yourself, do you have those? Can you showcase that in your interview? After you know your strength and you're able to speak about it in the interview, I promise you, you will be able to find a company that's gonna value your skill sets and then really wanna bring you to their team. Key takeaway number 2, take PM courses or online bootcamps. Trust me, I feel you. The bootcamps are expensive. Some bootcamps ranges from like 3K to 10K. It's like one person's like 2, 3, 4 months of salary. So when I decided to sign up for an online bootcamp, I actually did all the research I could possibly do. I signed up to all the free sessions where I can take a peek of what this bootcamp actually feel like. I talked to all the PM bootcamp instructors to know the course curriculum and the future career progressions and the results for the bootcamp. In the bootcamp, I learned many things. That's why it's worth it. I learned how to polish my PM resume. Before I signed up for the bootcamp, all the resume that I sent out, I have no response. No HR reach out to me and contact me to schedule for the interview. But after I re-edited my resume, the response rate for all the resume that I sent out around 30 to 40%. It's insane. Also learned how to talk like a PM in all the interviews that I went on. How can I tell the story of my past experience in a PM way? How can I rephrase all my experience with the PM keywords so then I can actually showcase my relevant experience as a product manager? In the bootcamp, I also learned how to interview in big tech for all the design thinking questions. For example, Google Map user drop for 10%. What do? Uber is actually thinking about launching into this specific market. Should we do it? So all this design thinking interview questions, how do we use the right approach to answer them? I learned it in the bootcamp. Without the bootcamp, I feel like probably I wouldn't be able to land a role within 6 months. It will probably take me a year or two, who knows. If you're also interested in what are PM bootcamps that you could check it out, when I was doing my research, I look at product school, general assembly, brand station, product jam, and also product management accelerator programs. So all those resources are really helpful. I will put the link in below and you can check it out. Key takeaway number 3. After learning all the knowledge and skill sets in PM, I also took on side project. So with the knowledge I gained, I started to look at in my full-time role, are there any project I can take on and then gain hands-on experience in my full-time job. I also launched a business on the side where I can apply all the knowledge in PM and apply my business. I started with doing market research. Which product should I fix? And then I collaborated with designer and engineer to build the product and also design all the go-to-market strategy to start gaining sales. Lastly, reiterating the product. I spoke to the customers again. I gathered their feedback and then rework with engineer and designer again to make the product better. After you gain all the hands-on experience that you learn, put them into a portfolio and you'll be able to showcase it with your HR or the future hiring manager. Be like, hey, even though I don't have a full-time PM title from the past, but this is what I did. I actually have some transferable skill set. Key takeaway number 4, which is also the last one, mindset. Just because I didn't have a PM title, I thought that I have no experience. I still remember when I signed up for the PM bootcamp, I spoke to the instructor. I was doubting myself so hard because I look at my colleagues, I look at my classmates, all their experience are fancy. They are like consultants from Big 4. They are software engineers, they are data analysts, they have technical skill set. And I look at myself, I'm like, who am I? I'm just like account manager who has no technical degree. I was telling my instructor that I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm ever gonna get a PM job. But she was telling me that when you start have this limited belief, that's gonna translate in the interview. I still remember when I went on this interview that I did, and the hiring manager asked me, have you worked with engineers? Have you led a stand-up meeting? I was like, no. Even though I've never led daily stand-up meeting, but I did have like a recurring meetings with engineer and designer. That's transferable. So when I went back, I'm like, yeah, my instructor was right. So I started to look into my strength. I started to do a lot of mock interviews, and I started to become more confident. And when I started to become more confident, I see I'm able to pass the first round of recruiter calls, first round of interviews, second round of interviews. The mindset pivot is also very important. You just need to be confident and all things will sort out. I think that this kind of mindset doesn't only apply in finding a job. It applies to everything you want to do in your life. When you start believing, start being confident, then things will just come true. So here are my 4 key takeaways, and I hope that my career journey is helpful to you. If you have any other questions and would love to connect, feel free to leave a comment below and I will read them and get back to you. But for right now, thank you for watching and see you guys later. Bye!